Hi, welcome to the Interaxis channel and Interaxis.io. We're going to talk about the news that everyone is talking about right now, which is the fact that Coinbase is a public company. Coinbase has a direct listing on the stock exchange on NASDAQ and is a public company now. This is, of course, a huge deal. First, don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe so you get more information like this. Check out our new academy, InteraxisAcademy.com, where you can learn about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blockchain, wallets, investing in crypto, and do it from an education, knowledge perspective, and keep it safe. So now, going back to this, the Coinbase listing and why this is so important. Of course, this is important because Coinbase is the major on-off ramp, the major crypto exchange. Of course, their symbol is coin, so you know when you see that is Coinbase. Now, they're not the first public company in the blockchain space. They're not the first public company in the Bitcoin or crypto space. There are Bitcoin mining companies that have been public. So they're not even the first there. However, this is the first major exchange to go public. This is a big deal for so many reasons. First, this is kind of verification. This is the fact that this industry, that the crypto digital assets DeFi world is legitimate now. It is a public company, meaning it's gone through the regulations, gone through the compliance route, and to make sure that they are a viable company. But it's important for so many reasons that we can look and kind of speculate as to what might happen now with Coinbase. We're not going to speculate as to the price. We're not going to tell you if you should or shouldn't buy this particular stock or what exactly will happen, but we can speculate and we can talk about why it might be really important. One thing is to note that Coinbase, of course, has all these cryptocurrencies that are listed as part of the exchange. So the first part about Coinbase is it's kind of the on and off ramp. So I can connect my bank account. I can set up an account with Coinbase. I can connect my bank account and I can use this to buy cryptocurrency. I can do dollar cost averaging. I can just buy one time. I can buy several times, whatever I want to do. And Coinbase is making the transactions fees, of course. So when I buy, they get a fee. When I sell, they charge me a fee. When I try to move my crypto off, there's potentially a fee. So Coinbase is making money every time. So as Bitcoin, as crypto is going up and going down, they're making money on the fees being traded. So they have the retail side. When you go to your phone, the app on your phone, and when you go on your computer and you buy cryptocurrency, you're using the Coinbase retail app. Coinbase also has Coinbase Pro, right, which is the kind of pro trading, pro exchange, where pro traders might go, where there's more liquidity, where they're able to trade back and forth, set limit orders, market orders, and such. And there's so much more trading going on. And of course, there's fees and spreads right there that Coinbase is making. Plus, they have their custody solution. So large, institutional investors, MicroStrategy and such, companies like that are buying large, huge amounts of Bitcoin. Companies that are holding it, for a family office or a hedge fund or in their company treasury, they might be using Coinbase Custody. So Coinbase is the custodian that is actually holding onto the wallets, helping manage their custody, that they're able to charge fees for their custody. So there are so many different ways that Coinbase is actually making money above and beyond the price of Bitcoin. So we don't see it. Again, we're not telling you what the price is or how to even judge the price, but we don't see Coinbase investing in Coinbase as a proxy for investing in Bitcoin. It doesn't really work that way. But the way Coinbase might operate, the way an investment in Coinbase might work, is this is similar to in the or maybe early 2000s, looking at the internet. Right, and seeing what happens with the internet. Coinbase is going to have different types of metrics than other companies, other financial companies. So what you might look at is you might say, look, this digital asset, this crypto trend is going to continue. Coinbase is there to capitalize with their fees and their custody both ways. Whether Bitcoin's going up or down, Coinbase is there to capitalize. I think that trend is going to continue, so instead of trying to choose Bitcoin or choose a cryptocurrency, I can choose to just invest in Coinbase and just ride the trend both ways. So that's really important. The other thing that we see potentially, and again, we're not sure this is going to happen, it's just something that might make a little sense, is what if Coinbase goes and buys a bank? right? Because now Coinbase might be worth $100 billion to start off with. They're going to have so much cash available, they might be able to go buy a bank. And I'm not talking a small regional bank, a big bank. So what do they get with that? They get the federal bank charter. That's a really big deal. Now they have access to all the bank pipeline, the bank piping, the bank plumbing, the rails there for these banks that move money, hold money, and move money both domestically and internationally. That's really huge, because on one side, if they're going to custody crypto or digital assets, right, so they can hold your Bitcoin, they can hold other digital assets you might have, like eventually security tokens, other cryptocurrencies that they hold. And over here, they have lending capabilities, right? They have deposits. And again, this is all speculative. I don't know if this is really going to happen, but this would just make sense, right? They have deposits. These are potentially FDIC insured, fiat currency deposits. So imagine now, at one place, you can hold your cash, you can hold your digital assets or your crypto. And what if they say, okay, we will allow you, since we're Coinbase and we completely understand the crypto and digital asset world, we completely understand custody and collateralization, we'll let you take a loan over here based on your crypto and digital assets. That's huge, because now what you're basically saying is they're a bank, a federally chartered bank. At that point, they haven't done this yet, but imagine a publicly traded, federally chartered bank that can hold digital assets, that can lend, that can move my money anywhere in the world, whether it's fiat currency, whether it's digital currency, digital assets, cryptocurrency. Okay, it's extremely powerful now to have a Coinbase or have a company like this that does this much volume, this much liquidity there in the digital asset space, also potentially getting something like a bank, a traditional finance bank. And keep in mind, some of these banks also provide custody for equities, right? So now you have traditional equities, which means at some point in the very near future, you might be able to custody all your stocks, all your other equities, and your crypto in one place. So you can have portfolios that move. You can rebalance. You can move back and forth. I can say, look, I have my portfolio that's X% crypto, X% equities, X% bonds. I can custody them all in one place, so I can rebalance regularly. Makes it very efficient. If you're a financial advisor, you might look at this and go, wow, like that would be amazing if my clients could have their crypto and digital assets, their equities, and everything in one spot. This is what I've been looking for. Okay, so right now, we see people that say, look, Coinbase is overvalued, Coinbase is undervalued. I don't know whether it's overvalued or undervalued. What we do know is they make money whether Bitcoin is going up or down, right? So it's not really a proxy for Bitcoin. They make money on the transaction fees. The more people are buying it and holding it and maybe move over to their custody solution, there's obviously money to be made there. They're making money from the trading, the pro trading, and then there's the potential for all the other things they're going to be able to do. Maybe they go buy a bank. Maybe they go buy an insurance company, right? And they're able to custody digital assets and have some insurance component. We have another video coming out about insurance and crypto. Maybe they go buy an insurance company. But now what this is going to do is by virtue of the fact that they're public, give them the ability to get into other parts of the financial system, the traditional financial system, because they're going to have so much money available. The other thing, remember, is now that they've gone through all this regulatory compliance, they have all these tokens, all these cryptocurrencies that they list on their exchange that you can go buy. And in the past, every once in a while, some of these cryptos, the SEC says this was actually a security. It happened with XRP. It's happened with some others. They say this is actually a security. So it remains to be seen, because of the fact that Coinbase is a public company, if that'll have any effect. And I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know enough to know that with regard to securities law. But it's really interesting what this means for the future. This is the point where we start looking at metrics a little differently. So we had a video about investment metrics. You start looking at investment metrics differently, because the metrics in the crypto world are different from what you'd usually see in traditional finance. You're going to have to read them differently. It's harder for us to look out in the future and judge what revenue is going to be or what profit is going to be in the future, because we're still so new in this crypto and digital asset world, and we're not quite sure what else Coinbase is going to do do with the freedom allotted them. It's odd to say freedom when it's a publicly traded company, but the ability that all that cash is going to give them to get potentially more into the traditional finance space. What are they going to be able to do internationally? But then what limitations are going to be imposed by virtue of there being a public company with regard to reporting, with regard to regulation, with regard to investors now looking at them completely differently because it's a publicly traded company that I could potentially invest in instead of investing in other parts of cryptocurrency, instead of investing in mining stocks or instead of investing in Bitcoin directly. I might go into Coinbase as a proxy for the entire crypto industry. So it's really interesting, this Coinbase direct listing. It reminds me of when internet companies started. Of course, they became publicly traded in late 90s, early 2000s, which for many of them, they fell flat on their face. But for some of them, it really symbolized their ability to come and kind of take over the new, what was the traditional system. So for many of them, many of those internet companies that came out, they started taking over the retail companies. It was very symbolic, and it maybe not be a good example, but when AOL purchased Time Warner years and years ago, it didn't turn out as well because AOL wasn't probably the best company to go do that, to go buy Time Warner. But the symbolism of an internet-based company, an internet-based media company taking over a traditional media company was a big deal. Now what we might see is some sort of symbolism here, the symbolism of a crypto exchange, an exchange where people hold their digital assets in their crypto and buy and sell crypto. Potentially, one, obviously the public listing, but two, potentially going out and taking over some traditional finance company would be a huge symbolic move, and this move that says, okay, digital assets and crypto are here to stay. They're going to be around a while, and now we need to figure out how to meld the two together and what the financial ecosystem is going to look like. So again, the Coinbase direct listing is so interesting. It's moving markets. It's what so many people are talking about, and we of course wanted to address it a little bit here. We have no idea what's going to happen to the price. We have no idea what it's going to do to the price of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies, or what effect it will have. We don't know if they're going to go buy a bank or a traditional finance company. It would make sense. It's something that might be out there on the horizon, but they might just keep doing what they do, which is they're tremendously profitable. They're doing really well with transaction fees. As more and more people get invested and get interested in cryptocurrency and digital assets, Coinbase is there to make more and more money from transactions fees, from trading fees, from custody. So really interesting, the Coinbase direct listing this week. It'll be what everyone's watching, what everyone's talking about, and we want to talk a little bit about it. Hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe here. Check out interaxisacademy.com to learn so much more about Bitcoin, crypto, investing, digital assets, investment theses, resources. Go check that out. Follow us on Twitter @interaxis8. We'll see you in the next video.